Hello and welcome back. So we kind of crammed a whole lot of percent increase and decrease into this last week, and I really want to give you an opportunity to take another look at it. So let's go on ahead and do that. Now remember, everything we're doing is basically revolving around this green sheet that says percent increase and decrease. But we wrote two formulas on the back, okay? And that is what we're going to talk about today. So percent increase and decrease, couple things you need to remember just mathematically, all right? Percent is the same thing as saying part over whole, or the percent would also be equal to percent being 100. So whatever this decimal value is divided by 100. Okay. And then we also have some other modifications that we go to convert fractions to decimals to percents and back and forth, because if we take this number and we put it equal signs, it would equal 0 point something, or a decimal equivalent of whatever that percent is. It could be a solid whole number. The point is that there's fraction, decimal, percent. YouTube's back there. I don't remember if I made one. No, I did make a fraction decimal percent one. So go watch that. If not, Khan Academy has some great videos as well. But we are particularly talking about this homework assignment. Okay. So 3-2, percent increase and decrease. There are two different sets of equations that we have. The first section, problems 1 through 12, ask you for a percent increase or a percent decrease. For those problems, we are going to use this mathematical formula. Okay. I want you to do these all as often as you can, because I want you to actually practice putting the numbers where they belong. If you want to understand mathematically why this is so, I highly recommend Dr. Khan, or hang out with me. I come to school early. You can come into tutoring and ask, hey, Mr. Holloway, why does this work? And I'd be happy to show you why this works. All right, so the very first problem says from 24 teachers, to 30 teachers. And we want to know the percent change. So we are literally going to look, big number minus small number. 24 to 30, which one's the big number? 30 is the big number. 24 is the small number. Now I'm going to write the rest of my formula around over the original number. Well, what was I originally there? It was originally 24. So I'm going to put 24 on the bottom. Okay. Now I need to move this just a smidge so I actually have some room to work. All right. Now that we've got that down, we need to do orders of operations. And if we remember correctly, PEMDAS, parentheses come first. So I'm going to work what's inside the parentheses. 30 minus 24 is 6. And then I'm going to have my times 100. Okay, so this being on top of the division symbol really did group it together. So that is also a grouping, or considered a parentheses. 6 times 100, easy math, 600. So now I have 600 divided by 24. So I'm going to put my goes into, and I have 600. Oops, wrong spot. 600, my 24. Now, how many times does 24 go into 6? 0. How many times does 24 go into 60? 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract. I have to beg, borrow, and steal. 10 minus 8 is 2. 5 minus 4 is 1. And now I bring down my 0. How many times does 24 go into 120? Well, you could count by 24s. Mr. Holloway will tell you it's just 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Carry my 2. 5 times 2, 10 plus the additional 2 would be 12. Subtract 120 minus 120 is 0. So the percent change from 24 teachers to 30 teachers is 25%. And that is exactly how simple this is. Now, that was an increase. Let's look at one of the problems that's a decrease. Actually, I want to leave that. No. All right. So let's look at from 126 ounces. From 126 ounces to 48 ounces. To 48 ounces. All right. So we are going to write the big number, 126, the little number, 48, and then we'll write the rest of our equation around it. Parentheses, subtract, parentheses, times 100 over the original number. Now, what was my original number? From 126. So my original number is 126. All right, now I need to move this down a little bit just to give myself room to work. What is 126 minus 48? Well, this one's a little bit different, and we know we're doing this because of parentheses. I can't do this in my head as easy as I did the other one. So I'm going to 11, carry the 1. 16 minus 8 is 8. 4 minus 11, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 7. Okay, so this is going to be 78. Finish out my formula times 100. Well, if I multiply 78 times 100, multiply my zeros. 0 times anything, 0, so I have my placeholder 0. I've got now this 10, 0, it's going to be all 0, so I have my placeholder. And now 1 times anything is that number, so I'm going to go ahead and write my 8. And 1 times 7 is 7. I have no decimals in here, so my new number is going to be 7800. All right. And let's go on ahead and take this and move it out of the way a little bit. And now we need to do our division. We need to find out what 7800, how many times 126 goes into that. Okay, so how many times does 126 go into 7? 0. How many times does 126 go into 78? 0. How many times does 126 go into 780? I really don't know. I'm going to take a guess. 5. 5 times 6 is 0. Carry my 3. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 3 would be 13. Carry the 10. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6. Subtract 0, 5, 1. All right, look, 150 is more than 126. That means I can go up 1. So 5 was not the answer. It needs to be a 6. 6 times 6 is 36. Carry the 3. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 5. 6 times 1 is 6. Now I'm going to beg, borrow, and steal. 4. And let me move my head out of the way. 4, 7 minus 5 is 2, and 1, 124. Okay, so I'm going to bring it down 0. That is really close. If I multiplied 126 by 10, it'd be 1,260. So I'd only be a little bit off. So I'm going to go on ahead and say 9. 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 2 is 18 plus 5. 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Carry my 2. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 2 is 11. And now I'll subtract, beg, borrow, and steal. 6. 3 minus 3 is 0. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. Decimal point, 0. Bring it on down. 0. Well, 6 was 656. 9 was 1,134. So that's, and I bet if I dropped just 1, I'd get there. 8. 8 times 6, 8 times 3 is 24, so double that would be 48. Carry my 4. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 4, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Carry the 2. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 2 is 10. Now I subtract. 10. 10 minus 8 is 2. 5 minus 0 is 5. 0 minus 0 is 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. Okay, now it said round to the nearest percent. So I want a whole number here. Well, this 8 is 5 or more, so I'm going to round the 9 up. When I round that 9 up, I'm going to round it up to a 10, which means I'm actually pushing the 6 up as well. So I have a total of 70%, rounded to the nearest percent. Hopefully this helps. I want you to go back through it a couple times and figure it out. All right. Now you got 10 other opportunities. And remember, this is for problems 1 through 12. If we are working on problems 13 through 22, we're going to need a different formula. And this is the formula we've been talking about. So we have the original plus or minus the percent divided by 100 times the original. Now, plus or minus, it matters if the word problem is telling us we are increasing or decreasing. All right, so we need to pay attention to that. Let's take a look, for example, number 13. Number 13 tells us that we have $25, and it is a 300% increase. All right, so this is going to be a super simple problem for us. Our original amount is right here. So the original is 25. And now we need to decide plus or minus. Does it ask me to increase or decrease? Well, that's pretty clear. It's an increase. Now I'm going to go on ahead and get rid of a lot of writing right now just because I don't want to keep switching between colors. And I know these values are going to stay the same. Okay, so now my percent is right here. 300% times, and then once again, I have the original. Okay, so now let's think about this again. And remember, we must always listen to PEMDAS. So we're going to do what's inside the parentheses first. Now, multiplication and division are on the same level. Because they're on the same level, we are going to work them from left to right. The fraction comes first, 300 divided by 100. So I'm going to ask, what is 300 divided by 100? Go on ahead, pause the video, and work it out. Hopefully, when you did 300 divided by 100, you came up with 3. So we are going to have the same formula, now substituting 3 for the fraction. Now I need to do what's within my parentheses still. So 3 times 25. Well, if I have 3/4, that would be 75 cents. 25, 5. Now 25 plus 75. If I have 3/4 and I add one more quarter, I have a whole dollar or 100. Oops. So $25, 300% increase. We are dealing with dollars, so we put our dollar sign, 100. Make sense? I hope it makes sense. Pause it, rewind, play it again if you need to. Let's look at one more example. Let me pick one of the more difficult ones if I can. Oh, let's see. A backpack that normally sells for $39 is on sale for 33% off. Let me see if I can't type that real quick for you. A backpack that normally sells for $39 is on sale for 33% off. Find the amount of the discount and the sale price. So I tricked you. This one, we actually need to do 2 different equations for. A backpack that normally sells for $39 is 33% off. Find the amount of the discount. Okay, to find the amount of the discount, I am going to do this part right here. The sale price is when I go back to my original and modify its price by the percent of the change. I hope that made sense. If not, watch and you'll see. So if I have a backpack that is normally on sale or normally sells for $39, so let's go on ahead and do, that is my original price. Oops. $39 is my original price. The percentage is 33%. So let me work this part of the equation. I have 33% over 100. No. Over 100 times parentheses the original, which is $39. Okay. And I can go on ahead and write my 39 out here as well. And let's think about it. It's a discount. Is a discount going to be a positive or a negative change? Well, it's going to be a negative change. So I am going to decrease the original amount by that, because you don't walk in to Payless Shoes and say, I got to buy one, get one 50% off for these J's. And then whenever you go to the cash register, they were supposed to be $100, but your 50% off made it $150. That don't happen, right? Okay. Discount, decrease. So back to our problem. 33%, 33 divided by 100. If I take 33 and divide that by 100, so 100 goes into 3 0 times. 100 goes into 33 0 times. So I'm going to put my decimal point, and a 0. 100 is going to go into 330 3 times. 3 times 100 is 300. I'm going to subtract. It's going to leave me with 30. Add another 0. 100 goes into 300 3 times. 3 times 100 is 300. 0. So 33 divided by 100 is the same thing as decimal point 33. And now we're going to multiply that by 39. Okay. So 33 times 39, and I need to get rid of this so I have some more room. Multiplied by 39. 9 times 3, because remember, I'm going to go vertically. 9 times 3, 27, carry my 2. 9 times 3, again 27, but I got to add my 2. So 27, 28, 29. Now I'm going to multiply by the 3, but that's not really a 3. It's a 30, so I have to put my placeholder for a 10. Now I'm going to multiply diagonally. 3 times 3, 9. And now I'm going to multiply vertically. 3 times 3, 9. And now I add. 7 times 0, 7. 7 plus 0. 9 plus 9 is going to be 18. Carry it. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus another 9. 3 plus 9 would be 12. Okay, so I have 1287, but I'm not done. We must remember up here, I had to steal the decimal place 2 times. So going back, I have to give it back 1, 2. So inside this parentheses, I actually have $12.87. 39 minus. Now remember, the first part of the question asked us, find the amount of the discount. That is the amount of the discount. And a matter of fact, I'm just going to outline it in 12.87. So the amount of the discount, $12.87. Now it wants the new sales price. Let's do that in orange. To find the sales price, I actually have to subtract that discount from it. And that's what you're seeing in this formula. Okay, I've included the original and subtracting that new price. So let's go back and we're going to write $39 minus $12.87. Please remember, when you subtract decimal values, you must line up the decimals. You cannot subtract dollars and pennies. They don't work. You must subtract dollars with dollars and pennies with pennies. So 39 minus 12.87. We have to add the decimal point and the 0, 0. Now, because we are doing that, this decimal point is actually going to stay where it is. So now let's look. 7 from 0 can't do, so I have to beg, borrow, and steal. 10 minus 7 is 3. 9 minus 8 is 1. 8 minus 2 is 6. 3 minus 1 is 2. So if I get a backpack that is on sale for 33% off and it was originally $39, I will be paying $26.13 before tax. Remember, there's always another percent that we have to change. So you would have to add the tax to it. For the purpose of this math, $26.13. This is highly important to you because when you're walking through, I don't know, your local store and you have money in your wallet and you see that new game and it's on sale, you now have a way to figure out, can you actually afford that game? Or do we need to go and say, hey, remember, I'm watching Mr. Holloway's Google Classroom. I'm going to get an A. Can I get a little extra money? You never know. Maybe it'll work. Good grades sometimes bring you better things. Either way, thank you for watching. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'll see you in class tomorrow.